What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Evening Rush Network. It's the T.Mac Fitness Show. Of course, I got my lovely co-host, Roz.
What up, what up?
Roz from Cali.
Hey, what's up?
Another person from Cali, a very special guest, our guest, Mandy.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Well, Mandy, matter of fact, first, let's do some introductions. First, let me shout out our sponsors before we even move any further. Elevate Yours, Bessie Moss on the planet. Wise Choice Sewer and Drains, of course, that's a plumbing company, and my guy Wise is amazing. Sayings by Butter, she does all my shirts, all my graphics, any and everything I need. That's Sayings by Butter. Faith No Fear is a dear friend of mine. I've known him for over 20 years, and his clothing line it just says it all. Have faith, no fear. Envious Creations, and I'm still gonna say this: the best treats on the planet. And I'm gonna even probably say she's better than y'all out there on the West Coast.
Don't play. Don't even. Let's not start. But she's good. Great.
My dudes, 2920 Clothing. Shout them out. Indian Ivy Inc. Of course, that's my student, and her she has some shirts, some Black History stuff on it. We got somebody calling in already in Styles by Angel. So go ahead, let's get this caller in.
Say what?
Hello, caller.
Hello. I'm calling in. I got an invitation, so I'm calling in. What's going on?
What's going on? Who's this calling?
This is Cassandra.
Safara?
Cassandra.
Oh, Cassandra. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome to the T.Mac Fitness Show.
Thank you.
You got any questions for us? First, say hello to Mandy. Mandy's our special guest.
Who's your special guest? Hello?
Hello, you got any questions for us?
Who's the special guest? I'm checking for the special guest. Who's the special guest?
You said you want to speak to the special guest?
Yes.
Mandy's here. Say hello to Mandy.
Say hello to Mandy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Did you have a question for her?
What? Let me call right back. Kids are calling. Hang on, call right back.
Look, give us a few minutes. Let's get a caller. Give us a few minutes. Let's touch on the topic, and then give us a call back when you have a question so we can discuss what's going on. All right? Well, first, Mandy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Why we got
Mandy,
you on the show?
You cut out there, but this is Mandy. I'm from California, born and raised in Orange County, but now I'm in the high desert. And I'm on a fitness journey to save my life, reverse diabetes, and just be an example and inspire other people who think, oh, I'm over 400 pounds, I can't do it. Because trust me, it hurts every day. It hurts. It hurts to wake up in the morning. But I want to inspire people. I want to be a voice for the people that they don't want to be on live shows. They don't want to talk, or my self-esteem was like bad. So I want to be that voice for people who felt the same way I felt and let them know that they're not alone. So that's what my journey is about, just self-love again.
And when did you start this journey?
I want to say I started like really faithfully 2 years ago, but this is a journey that it's taken me all my life, but I didn't have the self-esteem there. I didn't have the mentality. I had the woe is me, where this is just me. All my family's big, and this is me. I'm just gonna die big. And now it's like I have a different mentality. I wake up like I'm badass. I'm a warrior. I'm gonna do this. And so I would say faithfully 2 years. It's been faithful 2 years working hard.
That's a beautiful thing right there. That's definitely beautiful. So when you started 2 years ago, you said you was a diabetic. So was you on medication and everything that required things for you to be on diabetic pretty much?
I didn't have to do any of the insulin, but I was on the medication.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started, I was on 10 pills, and my doctor isn't a pill pusher, but he told me these are the pills that I need to survive. Right now, I'm on 2 pills in the morning and 1 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just 2 different type of meds, but 2 pills in the morning, 1 in the evening. And that was my goal, was to get off medication, because I don't want to mess myself up even more by taking more meds for stuff that I'm doing to myself. So I didn't have to get the insulin, but diabetes runs in my family, both grandparents, my mom, who thank God she's still alive, but my mom's diabetic. So I didn't want to die of obesity, of stuff that I was doing to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people might look at people that are 400 plus thinking, well, they eat a lot. No, it really wasn't. Sometimes I wouldn't eat at all just because I wasn't hungry, but I wasn't eating the right food. I tried every single marketing business out there for weight loss, everything. And I was like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm talking everything.
And you
And
realize
even pills. Not one company I could say like, oh, I lost 200 pounds by doing this and 200 pounds by doing that. I do take stuff for like my gut health and stuff like that. Like I do take supplements, but it's not like, the weight loss and, Visalis. I've tried almost every single one, even a chicken and rice diet. So it wasn't anything except hard work that I feel that I could actually put credit for. I can't say it was anything. I got to say it was me waking up and doing it.
Blessings. And when you started, I don't know if you want me to ask this question, but you said you wanted to be transparent. So when you started your weight loss journey, what was your goal and what was your weight?
Well, I've always been active, but I've always been a plus size active person. Like I played softball from 5 years old all the way to 2 years in college as a starting catcher. And I earned that position from a starting catcher who was a senior. So I've always been athletic, but even in high school, I was 220 and I was still able to keep up with the other girls. So to me, I didn't have an issue. I was just big bone. I was just a big girl.
Right.
But at my starting, I went to the doctors and I didn't like to get on the scale because the scale didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had a surprise. I walked in one day and he decided he had a wheelchair scale. And I said, no, he did not. Usually they don't have to weigh me. So they'll say, how much do you weigh? And I'll say, about 320, knowing darn well I was far from 320, but it said it on my license, so I went with it. So he had a wheelchair scale and I got on it and it said 410 on a big old screen TV, and all the people could see the TV. I didn't want to turn around. I was embarrassed. And I'm like, 410, where? Who? Because in my mind, I wasn't big because my family was always like, Mija, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. And we all look the same. So it's kind of normal to me. But when that said 410, and I had that little hobble, like it hurt to walk on my right knee, hurt to walk on my left knee. So basically I'm hobbling, and later I found out I have arthritis in both knees, and basically I'm bone on bone on my right side. But when I hit 410, it was when I was like, enough's enough. Because before I would say, I'm not going to get over this weight. I'm not going to go past this weight. And 410 was a shocker for me.
Yeah, I could only imagine. So when you seen that you was 410, what was your goal when you hit 410? What did you say to yourself? What was the trigger? Okay, I'm 410. Now what has to be done?
Well, to be honest, when I saw the 410, I told my doctor in tears, you need to give me the gastric bypass. And he said, that's not going to solve it. I was like, Doc, I need the gastric bypass. If you give me the gastric bypass, I'm going to lose weight. And then I'm going to be healthy because I just got the gastric bypass. And he kept telling me, you got to learn mentally first. And I'm like, just what's the problem? Just give me if I could get this surgery done, it's a done deal. And he wouldn't give it to me. And he told me, you're going to have to lose 60 pounds on your own. And I'm like, are you serious? Because 60 pounds is like a lot. That's like a huge number, especially to 410 pounds. So I started doing all the classes. I was rushing to do the classes. I would show up all the time. And then I lost 20 pounds. And I'm thinking, I just spent a lifetime. That's what it felt like to lose these 20 pounds. And it was only 20 pounds. I thought I was going to say 60.
How long
I lost that 20 pounds in 2 months. In 2 months. But my mind was telling me, I didn't realize that wasn't healthy to lose a lot of weight so fast. I know that now, but I didn't know that. So I'm like, all I lost is 20 pounds? Like, I thought I was going to say like 60 or something. And he's like, you don't want to lose it too fast. You'll gain it back. But I didn't know. I didn't know better because I didn't know like the education behind it. And so when I lost 20, he's like, okay, 40 more. And I'm like, what else do I got to do? I started wearing the sauna suits. I spent $200 on a big sauna suit. It was 6X to make sure it fit me and I could sweat because I wanted to hurry up and lose it so he'll do the surgery. And I still didn't. I wasn't able to lose it. I wasn't losing anything. Like I would lose 5 here, 5 there. But I didn't have anyone to like teach me because I went to the gym, but I only lasted 5 minutes on the gym. And I cried because it hurt. I can't go more than 5 minutes. How does he tell me to walk on here for 30 minutes? So it was just little by little learning through like trainers at the gym and people at the gym trying to be helpful.
Tell them about your experience, Mandy, when you went to the gym and then you had to walk out.
When I lasted the 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
when I had walked in, I had left because I was embarrassed because I was drenched in sweat. I was sweating in 5 minutes, and I'm holding on the rail, and people are like, "Are you okay?" Because I probably looked like I was going to have a heart attack. And then I kept looking like people are staring at me. Everyone is watching me. Like, why are they staring at me? Go work out. But it was all mental. Nobody was paying no attention to me. But at that size, I kept thinking everyone's staring at me. They're looking at me. They're laughing at me because I'm here. And then now it's like, nobody was really paying attention. It was all in my head that I couldn't do it. And everything hurt. And I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm not coming back. I can't do this. The 5 minutes was too much. And I was only going 1.0 on that treadmill. That's how fast I was going.
But you understand that doing that, it took you a little bit of time to get to a certain weight. I mean, to a certain threshold where your endurance and your stamina was actually up. So, like I tell a lot of my clients, you can't rush to get to progress. Progress is going to happen as it happens. So if you could do 5 minutes today, maybe you turn back around and go tomorrow and do 6 minutes. You just got to keep going and pushing yourself. And it seems like that's actually what you was doing. Yeah. And of course, you had a good mentor.
What was that?
I said, it also seemed like you have a great mentor behind you also.
Yeah, it was a lot of mental because I had a lot of I can't do it. Or I had the I'll try. And I just kept going the 5 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm going to do 7 minutes today. I just kept going up just by a couple minutes. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to do 15. It was only by a couple minutes. And then once I got my mile at 30 minutes, I was hyped because I'm like, oh my gosh, I just did a mile in 30 minutes. Like, look at me go. So it was little things like that were motivating me and showing me like, you're doing better than when you first started.
And now, what are you doing now, Mandy? Let's brag about the good things that you're doing. Let's talk about these burpees.
Oh, well, now I do CrossFit. So right now I'm at 4 days a week because at first I was going 5 days a week. Sometimes if I could do a Saturday, and we wanted to progress slowly because I do have lung disease. Never smoked before, but I think it was my weight that's what caused me to have lung disease because I have bad asthma. And then I also have issues with my heart. So I can't really do a lot, but what I'm doing is working because it's coming down. And now I notice I could last longer. And where I work out, it's at 5 Foot CrossFit. Everyone there's an athlete. And now I see myself as an athlete. Like I see myself like, dang, I'm working next to other athletes. Okay. And now I can't even get a break. I can't say, oh, Brandy, I'm just going to lift this 10-pound weight. She goes, no, go get a 20. And I'm like, dang, I don't like you. But now I notice that I'm so much stronger, like not just mentally, but I'm stronger. I like that. Oh, hey, you're going to deadlift this. I like feeling like, damn, I'm strong. So yeah, now I do CrossFit. And I don't think I would ever go back to like a regular normal gym because I like to lift. So I'm not saying I like the cardio, but I like to lift.
You're such a badass. You're a badass. Mandy, what nutritional things did you change? What about your eating habits? Like, what have you changed? What one thing, if someone was watching your story right now and they said, okay, she's got the exercise down, but I have a problem with eating. What would you tell them to do, Mandy?
I would say don't follow all these fad diets, because everything that we want it's right there. Like a lot of greens, a lot of veggies. I didn't realize you could put spinach in a shake, and I kept telling the coach, like, I'm not putting no spinach in my shake. That's nasty. Like, I'll eat it in a salad. And now I got 5 ounces of spinach in my protein shake every day. So I say just follow macros. Like at first it was I did the keto, and that's how I lost the first like 60 pounds was just on keto. But I didn't know better. I'll be honest, I was eating like 2 hamburger patties with a thick old slice of cheese and 3 eggs because I'm like, it's keto, I could eat it. But then I didn't realize I'm also messing up my heart by eating like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I try to stay away from red meat a lot, because now I pay attention to my body, and I notice if I eat red meat, the scale doesn't move, but I start gaining like 0.4 ounces, 0.6 ounces, 0.4. And I don't know if that's for everyone's body, but with mine, I can't really have red meat.
Well,
So
the
I
thing
do
with red meat is
and fish.
red meat, it takes longer to digest than chicken and fish. So it takes a lot longer for it to come out of your body and process.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just knew with my body, that scale was going up, but just ounces. But I'm not addicted to the scale like I used to be. I used to be very addicted to it. And
So
now I have to. Huh?
How often do you get on?
I actually get on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but that's because I have an app with my coach. I take a water pill, so my body holds onto a lot of water. So I have to monitor, like if it's going up and down. That's with my doctor though, for the water issue that I have. So, but I don't even trip on that scale. Like right now, this morning, I was 321.1. I'm damn proud of that 321.1, because I always got to get the points in there. I work for those. So to me, even if it went up tomorrow, 322, I know that my macros were on point. I know that I drank my 1.5 gallons of water. I drank my 12 ounces of my celery juice, because I also juice celery with 1 lemon. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm doing everything that I can do. So I wouldn't beat myself up for that scale. That scale's just a number, but it helps me monitor, like, okay, something I'm eating isn't matching with my body. My body don't like it. So that's it.
So what's your total weight loss now for everybody that's watching?
I was 410. I'm 321 now. So what is that, Ross?
89
pounds. Right?
Yeah.
Am I 89? Yeah. When I get to 310 is when it will be my 100-pound loss.
Yes. Let's talk about this weight loss. Let's talk about some of the things that's changed with your 90 pounds. You know, I don't know if the viewers know that Mandy and I met over Facebook, and we've only been in each other's presence maybe 4 or 5 times in the last, how many years? Like 4 or 5 years, but we became best friends. Like we have an unbreakable bond and story. So the things that connected us were the small things that people take for granted. Normal, healthy sized people take these things for granted. Mandy, share something that has changed with your weight loss that you say, wow, I can do it. But to people take every day, it's like, I do that.
Well, I posted my video because I want to be open and vulnerable. I posted my video that I tied my shoes.
Amazing.
Because usually I got to put one on the bed, tie it. Then I got to stand up, switch gears, put one on the other side. And one time at the box, my shoe came untied. I said, please don't nobody notice my shoe. Don't, And my coach went over there and she knelt down and tied my shoe. And I was just like, one of these days, Brandy, I'm going to tie my own shoe. And the other day I was talking to my daughter-in-law, who's one of my biggest motivators. She was like talking to me, and I just bent down and I tied one, and I was like, what the? I said, Rocky, I just tied my freaking shoe. And then of course I'm bawling because I'm a baby. And I was like, she's like, what? I said, yeah. So I bent down and I tied the other shoe. I was like, oh, hell no. I untied them and then I put them back on so I could get my video. But tying my shoe, I could take a bubble bath. I could get in that bubble bath because we got a regular size bubble bath. I could get in that bubble bath and the strength in my arms now, and I could fit in it comfortably. I could get myself up. So I'm taking bubble baths, like, I'm sleeping better. Just a lot of things that I notice, like I have sciatic nerve issues. So some days I can't sleep at all because it just hurts. And lately I started doing yoga. So we do yoga at the Fight for It, but I started doing it at home, just learning how to stretch. And it's like the mobility that I have is so much, like, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. All I keep saying is, let me get to 299. It's on and popping. I'm going to go over there and work out with TL over there and start lifting heavy.
So what about when you did your Indian style? What about that when you were on the ground and you sent me the picture?
Yeah, I sent you a picture because that was when I was doing my stretches and my yoga. And even at the box, they're like, dang, you got a lot of mobility. And I don't realize it till I do it. I don't realize that I don't get the big girl chub. That's something we could talk about. Big girls get the chub rub, and I don't get that no more. Like, it's like, or I'll lay down. I notice every little muscle. I'll lay down and I'll feel it in my legs. And my daughter-in-law, I bug her so much. She's like 120. I got to lose a whole her. But she'll come in. I'll be like, Rocky, come feel my leg. I'll be like, Rocky, come feel my leg. And then she's like, I know, you're killing it. And every time I go work out, she'll send me a message. Go get it. You're killing it. You're killing it. Or I'll be like, Raquel, look at this. Feel this muscle. Just look. Do you see it? Do you see it? And it's like, I notice things like that. And it hypes me up. It really hypes me up to see the changes in my own body. I just called Roz earlier, like an hour ago. I'm like, look at my face, how small it looks. Like, I almost got a neck. And look at my shoulders. They're not like this. And Ross is like, I see it. So little things like that are really motivating me.
What gravitated me to you is I'm in the group that Roz has, Team Roz. I definitely support everything Roz does.
Thank you.
And you posted a video and you was actually working out. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the video and I'm like, damn, that's a big girl like that. She can really move. And it really shocked me. And I'm like, I've seen big women move, but the things that you was doing, I'm like, most big women can't do that. And I don't know if you watch wrestling, but there's a big woman in wrestling and her name is Nia Jax.
I watch it.
You have the mobility, maybe a little bit more of Nia Jax. So I'm really, really, really proud of you. And I see what you're doing and I see what you continue to do. You're amazing.
Yes,
and if anybody tells you you're not amazing, tell them to come to New York or I'll come to Cali and I'll see them. Because you are dope.
Yeah, she's pretty
amazing. Bear crawl now. And I can bear crawl. Because my coach don't let
you have so many people watching. Dana said to tell you she's here. Eli said to tell you he's here. Eli also said to tell you Raquel is so proud of you and they love you both. They're watching. Also, JoJo said, I'm watching from the TV. I'm so very proud of you and so proud to call you my mom.
Oh, man.
You have a support team, whether they're out there in Cali or you got a support team right here in New York, because we got your back. And every time you speak to me, especially after you go to the gym, you quote my line. We work over here. That gravitated me. And I'm like, I love that because every time I see you working, it makes me be like, damn, am I going hard enough in the gym or do I need to step it up? So you're inspiring people over there. And as in shape as I'm in, you're inspiring me.
Yes, what she does. That's what she does. What's so exciting? Can I share this, Mandy? Well, you already posted it. That the jump rope thing, that was a long conversation that we used to have. So many times we've called each other just crying on the phone. Like people don't get it. Because Mandy knows we met. I was 484. And when we met, I was struggling to get a transplant. So she inspired me to keep going. And one of the things that we talked about is jumping. And I am now inspired by Mandy because I always have said, people said, do this. I said, I can't jump. That's the first thing. I can't jump. I'm so scared to jump because my ankles, they're going to break. When I come down, they're going to break. So Mandy said, Roz, I jumped 3 times. I'm gonna send you the video. Check your video.
Yeah, it was 3 times.
Yes, 3 times. And I said, honey, because my husband is a big fan of Mandy's. I said, Mandy did a jump rope. He said, now, so if Mandy's jumping, what's your excuse? I didn't have any. So, Mandy, how many jump ropes are you up to now?
I'm up to 15.
In a row.
One of my boys works out with me, and he was counting, and I got to 10. And one of the girls, Jess, like everyone's family there, she's like, you got to get that on video. So I'm like, all right, Mikey, I'm going for 11 since I just did 10. And he's like, no, don't even put a number, just keep going. And I got to 15, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like,
yep.
I like that my coach had posted on my video, you're doing things that your body shouldn't be able to do, but you're doing it. And it's because
what you're doing is amazing.
Yes, I have arthritis in my knees. I'm bone on bone on my right side, but I can't let those excuses in no more, because if I find one excuse, I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have 3. I'm going to have 4. And then I'm going to be going back up the scale. I get hospitalized. Well, I didn't get hospitalized last year, only once because of COVID, but I get hospitalized 3 times a year for pneumonia because I have chronic pneumonia. And I told my coach, I'm not going to the hospital this year at all. And sure enough, I didn't go last year only for COVID. And this year, I feel so great health-wise that I'm like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm going to keep pushing these boundaries that a big girl can't CrossFit. A big girl can't jump rope. A big girl can't do, the bear crawls. A big girl can't do a burpee. And now I'm like, coach, am I going low enough on my back squat? Because I used to not be able to squat at all. Right. I couldn't even do a wall plank that everyone does, or, and now I'm like, coach, am I going low enough on my squat? Or, it's just pushing myself every day, day in and day out. I don't even give myself a chance no more to say, I got a headache, I'm not going to go work out. Now it's like, just get dressed. It don't matter, because if I call my coach and say I'm canceling, no matter the reason, she'll say so. So I got my front tooth knocked out playing softball, and the cap fell out. So I was like, I'm not coming because my cap fell out. She's like, well, you ain't here to talk. So I showed up.
Brandy.
I went for 2 weeks without a front tooth. And I was like, oh, wow, this is me. I still got to be there.
Work.
So I just
work over here.
I just don't give myself the excuses no more. Like, my head hurts. What's going to hurt whether I'm there or home? And the thing with CrossFit, it's only an hour. And not even a full hour, because we still got to warm up and we got the cool down. So what excuse can I actually give myself,
Right. So recently, Mandy, something with your health changed. That means that you're doing everything right. You're eating right. Your portion control. You're exercising. Something huge happened. What do you want to tell the listeners what happened?
What part? I'm not on oxygen no more?
Well, that's amazing. Let's talk about your blood pressure.
No. Hold on.
Oh, my blood
pressure. Before let's talk about this oxygen, because this is something that our listeners and our viewers need to definitely hear. You was on oxygen
at CrossFit.
I rolled my oxygen tank to CrossFit. I had my oxygen on. I had to sleep with oxygen because, like I said, with my lung issue, I couldn't even walk to the bathroom without like Roz knows the story. It hurt to use the restroom.
Right.
And I took my oxygen to CrossFit with me because that's how bad I want this. That's how bad I want to succeed at being healthy. I do get asked a lot, what's your goal weight? I just want to be healthy. I want to be where I could go on a hike, or someone invites me like, oh, hey, you want to go with us to the zoo? I don't want to say no because I already know I'm going to have to walk. I want to be like, let's go. I want to be active. So yeah, I had my oxygen and I took it with me every day to CrossFit. The doctor finally took me off of oxygen. Even while I'm sleeping, I don't need the oxygen anymore. Mm-hmm. And my most recent is the blood pressure. I was on 3 blood pressure pills, and now I'm only on 1 twice a day. But my blood pressure is getting so low that now he's like, okay, if it's below 110 and 50, don't take your medication. And I write notes for him, like no meds this day, no meds that day, because my blood pressure is so low now that I don't need no pills to keep it lower. And that's just due to diet and nutrition.
So the backstory was we started a challenge on Team Roz, and we did a blood pressure check all February for Black History Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mandy's one of my admins on Team Roz. So we're posting our blood pressures every day, monitoring, and she was like, I'm so glad that you're asking me. Mandy had one that was real low, and she sent it to me. And I was like, don't take your blood pressure medicine. The doctor called them, they're gonna have to change something. And then she said, well, I'm not gonna post it. And I said, no, we're transparent. Post it and let them know what you're doing. And then Mandy called and was like, he's monitoring me on my medicine. I said, I told you. Her body's just adapting. She's so strong. I think I'm her biggest fan besides her family. She does her transformation.
I don't know.
No, don't even, let's not play.
I might have to get a picture of Mandy and put it on the shirt.
That's not even, we're not going back and forth. This one right here, this is all mine. We're not even finna fight about this. 100,000%. It's done. Next question, please.
Sun rays on the east, set on the west.
Next question. Go ahead, Mandy.
As long as you know, Mandy, you got support.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, family, not family. You got fans. Look at Wendy. Wendy saying she a fan. What up, BFF?
Is that Fitbit Wendy?
That's Fitbit Wendy.
Wendy, that girl's no joke. Light as a feather, stiff as a board, she'll get them steps in.
Listen, she's
one
a
thing.
beast.
One thing I want to say is I used to reward myself with food, kind of like I'm an animal. Like I'd be like, oh, I worked out 5 days this week, so I'm gonna get me In and Out. I worked out all week. I'm gonna get me an ice cream. And now I haven't had nothing sweet, like no chips, no candy, no soda, no ice cream, nothing since January started, because I'm like, okay, I got to tighten up because now I'm getting closer and closer to where I'm wanting to go. Mm-hmm. And now I reward myself with tattoos. Oh, this side.
Yeah, I've seen that. You've been doing the tattoos.
So, like, I've been doing, like, I'll go get myself some shoes. I got myself a new watch. It's not Fitbit, but it's a Samsung, the athletic watch. I got myself a really nice scale that measures like the water and muscle. So there's so many other things that I've rewarded myself with, especially massages. So I got a tattoo. It says, it's the girl with the barbell, and it says fight for it. Because that's not only the name of the CrossFit, but I feel like I'm fighting to save my life. So every day I'm fighting to reverse diabetes. I'm fighting obesity. I'm fighting to move even when I'm in pain, because it does still hurt. At 321, I'm in pain all the time. But what am I going to do with it? Am I going to cry over it and quit, or am I going to keep going till I'm under 300 and in less pain? So
there you go.
Yeah, so also the rewards,
and
a lot of people
we thought the show was necessary, because there are a ton of people that especially reach out to me as a trainer and be like, okay, well, I want to do this, but I can't do this. I'm scared to do this, or my body won't allow me to do this. And here you are. You started at 410 pounds, and you're an example of those people that say they can't do it. And I believe the word can't is a failure word. If you use the word can't, try, or hope in a sentence, that means you've already given up. So what it's telling me now is that you can actually do it. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm glad we have you on the show, because you're the example for everybody that says that it cannot do it. And with you, you're saying, yes, you can.
Yeah.
In the words of Daniel Bryan, yes, yes, yes.
You and your wrestling, you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't make me go get the belt.
Please don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean, I'll take it back. Don't go get that raggedy belt. Listen, Mandy, can I ask you a personal question? Oh, he went to go get the belt. Damn it. Look,
I love
belt. He's been showing me this belt since 2012. This damn belt. Listen.
Do you say you wanted to see my muscle?
Look. I knew it.
I love wrestling, though. I love wrestling.
We used to.
You better get used to it again.
Why?
Wrestling is life.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot what I was going to ask. Okay, can I get to, you really going to keep that belt on here? Okay, we're going, Mandy, can we talk? Can we talk?
Let's talk.
Okay. So during this journey that we're both taking, right? We have discussed, I can't look over there. We've discussed having the weight loss surgery, not being able to fasten our bras. Remember that conversation?
I just didn't wear one. Just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, there was a time where we'd have to call our kids to fasten our bras. We've talked about tying the shoe. We've talked about those little picnic chairs that we would avoid going to places because we were scared that the chairs couldn't hold us. I've told you one of the things that made me cry was when I got into my new BMW. You know, I was so happy. You know, hubby bought me a BMW. And remember when I told you I couldn't fasten the seatbelt? And I looked at him, and the bell kept ringing. And I was like, how embarrassing. I can't snap my seatbelt. So remember when I told you how he took the sensor out so I didn't have to worry about that. And then I would play like I had the seatbelt on, but really didn't. What was one of the things that broke you down, that broke your spirit? And we talked about it. And
there's been several. Which one?
Pick anyone.
Yeah, you pick one.
Tell me which one you're talking about.
No, because I don't know if I'm. Let's go. The one that broke you down, the one that you just stopped and you cried, and it wasn't the wheelchair story.
There's just been so many, but I remember there was an incident because people can be unkind, and I was going into Subway one time, and a little girl told her mom, "Look, mommy, look at the fat lady." I didn't know how to respond. But I know I'm a woman of God. I always have been. I might got a mouth sometimes, but I'm a woman of God. I pray daily. And I didn't know how to respond in a kind way. So I just said, hi. I said, hi. And I looked back like I should have wrung the mom's neck, you know, telling her like correct her child or something. But then again, it wasn't going to change the way they're raised. Like, but it broke me. Like I was so embarrassed. I got in the car and I just cried. I just cried and cried and cried. And then I just prayed like, God, how are people so mean like that? Like, yes, I'm big. Like, I know, but it hurt to be bullied by a child and the parent didn't say a word. And the parent was with, you know, two ladies and then they just giggled it off. Like, like they didn't correct the child or anything. Now, back in the day before salvation, I would have had some words and I would have before salvation, I wouldn't mind, you know, taking a swing, but I just I couldn't.
There's no age limit.
I was just like, hi. And I said hi like a weirdo because I didn't know what to say to this little girl who just was like, Mommy, look at the fat lady, you know? And that was something that really broke me because it's like, really, you know, you're really going to let your child say that? So now that's why it's all about self-love. Like, I don't want to hear anything negative. You have something negative, don't talk to me. You know, I have a lot of people now that I put my page is public. Oh, I could help you. I could help you. I could help you. It's like, just leave me alone. Like, you know, people always want to get on their diet pills. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, everything, and I love what you're saying. A lot of that stuff is temporary. So the stuff that's actually required is actually the hard work. So if you could actually work to get where you need to get, and that's actually what you're doing. You've lost 80 pounds. That's amazing. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I mean, I honestly know how that feels because at one point in time I was 285 and I got all the way down to 180. So that right there, and honestly, at that weight, I felt really light. One of my right hand men got married, and I was in his wedding, and I just felt like if somebody wanted to walk up to me and smack me in the mouth, it was nothing I could do about it.
Mm-hmm. And it was actually 89 pounds. I don't want to correct you, but those are 9 pounds I worked to lose.
You better count them numbers. You better count them.
I'm sorry, 89 pounds.
Tell me, carry the one. Carry the one.
And she adds the 0.1.
Yeah.
And my feet hurt so bad that I didn't like to stand or anything. Even when I got married, oh, I love my husband. My husband's my bear. But even when we got married, we both told the pastor, we were like, make it quick and make it snappy. Like, don't drag it on out, like, you know, make it fast, because my feet had hurt so bad. So I didn't want to stand up there for like a half an hour sermon. Like, just get us married, I do, and we're good. So that's how bad my feet hurt, you know. So
and where are they at now? Are they still hurting now?
Now they hurt, but they hurt in a different way. They hurt because I'm trying to get up to 20 on my jumping rope. So even when I'm not at CrossFit, if I'm home, I'm doing things here, but they don't hurt like the achy where, because I'm standing on them. Now they hurt because I'm constantly trying to move and do things.
Constantly pounding them.
Yeah.
That's normal. What I would suggest for that is to go ahead and pick up like some Dr. Scholl's and the gel foams or whatever they are, and those actually would help, because I've had it's more so the heel pain as opposed to the foot pain. It's the heels that's hurting.
Yeah, now it is my heel, but I'm also heavy footed. I just learned. I didn't know that. I know when I run heavy, like don't. That's just me. I've always ran like that. Even in softball, I would have to hit the ball further just to get a triple. Right. So I was clean at batter. Number 4. They knew I was going to pound that ball way out there where the other girls could go around the bases twice, but I got a triple. So I run heavy. So I think that's what it is, like the jumping rope. Because even when I was jumping rope, Brandy was telling me that I land heavy. So something I got to learn.
Brandy's your trainer.
Yeah, she's the owner of Fight For It.
Nice.
And I like that she used to be heavier herself. I don't like when someone's like 120, never been over 120, and they're telling me how to lose weight. And they're telling me how to do an exercise, because it's like, you've never even been a big person. Like, you can't tell me, you could bend this way, you could bend that way. No, I don't, because I got a tummy. Like, it doesn't, it's not physically possible.
And, you know, and you're 100% right. Now that I think about that, you know, you have a lot of people that are on the smaller size that are personal trainers that have never been where we have been. And I'm talking about all 3 of us, because we've all been to a point in our life where bending over to tie our shoes, where it's like we're losing our breath and, you know, sleeping, you know, and you're not breathing.
Yeah, or dizzy.
Yeah.
Trying to grab onto things because you bent over for 15 seconds too long. Oh, yeah. So I started wearing flip-flops. I wasn't about that life.
We've all been there. So now we're at a place now where we're more agile and more versatile with our weights, and we can do a lot more. And of course, you know, we have a lot more to go, and we're I'm not saying we're trying, we're getting where we want to get, because we want to be healthy. And I thank you again, Mandy, for opening up, having your story. And, you know, before we move on, I want to thank our sponsors: Elevate Yours, Wise Choice Sewer and Drains, Sayings by Butter, Faith No Fear, Envious Creations, 2920 Clothing, Andy and Ivy Inc., Stars by Angel, and also, before I forget, you know, my wife also sponsors, because she also contributes to us too, E-Bling Accessories. So I want to thank everybody. Also, Roz has her business, but she's not saying nothing. So
Team Roz and Nutra, yes. There you go.
So shout out to everybody, you know, appreciate everybody. And, you know, we just appreciate you guys, our listeners. We appreciate our regular listeners. And we also appreciate everybody that tuned in to hear Mandy's story, because Mandy is an amazing woman. And I'm going to give you a title now, Mandy. And I'm going to start from now on. Every time I address you, I'm going to call you a superwoman, because you've earned that. You work so hard, and you continue to stay focused in you. And what I love what you say is, you don't have a weight goal. You have a healthy goal. So that's something that you almost never hear. And even I don't even say that. So hearing you say that opened my mind to a lot. So we're getting ready to go to a commercial. Roz is going to be leaving us, so we're going to say goodbye to Roz. But Mandy's going to be staying with us. So anybody that has any questions that just want to talk to us, you can still call me or Mandy, and we're going to listen, and we're going to talk to you guys, answer any questions. The phone number is 929-441-2417. Roz, we love you. We'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
I'm Mandy's biggest fan.
There you go. No, she's not. That's a lie. The devil's a lie. I love you, Mandy. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey,
Looking
Ricky.
to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Of course, we had to pay some bills, and of course, we still have our lovely Superwoman, Mandy, still here. So, Mandy, I mean, how does it feel, though? How do you feel that you've lost 89 pounds? Let me get it right. How does that feel to you? Like, just looking at the number where you was at 410, and now you're at the weight you're at now, 321.1. Not going to mess up. Feel like, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, I feel so I want to stay humble, and I feel so blessed. And I think the real credit, I know I put in the work down here and I'm working hard, is I got to give it to God, because I've tried over and over and over. And this time I said, Lord, I need you. And I cried out. I cried, my knees hurting and all. I was on my knees, and I usually don't get on my knees because it does hurt. I put a pillow right there. I got on my knees. I said, God, I can't do this without you. You know I don't want to die big. You know I don't want to die of obesity. I have 2 grandbabies that I live for. Those are my world right there. I don't want to go watch them play at a park. I want to get up there and play with them and move with them and play ball with them. I don't want to watch. So I asked God, please give me the discipline. Please don't let me eat stuff. If I eat something I'm not supposed to eat, Lord, make me sick. Make me have to throw up and have the boo-boos. Like, please, God, help me. I need you to do this for me. And honestly, I said that prayer in December because it was after the COVID, and I gained 20 pounds back of what I had already lost because I was hospitalized. I was in the hospital. And I asked God, like, God, I need you because I can't do this, but I want this so bad. I want to be healthy. I want to be mobile. I want to move. I want to go to the amusement park and not worry, like, am I going to fit? I went to Disneyland with my husband and kids, and I was like, babe, get on first and see if it's going to close. Like, on every single ride, I was like, get on first. So if it don't close, I'll say I just waited with you in line, and I'll go through the exit. So, I don't want to be embarrassed, and I want to go do things like that. I want to go skydiving one day. I want to go bungee jumping one day. Me and my husband, we went to Big Bear, and he wanted to surprise me and go in a helicopter. And the guy, we were on speaker in the car, and he's like, oh yeah, I could take you guys up in 30 minutes. We'll go around Big Bear Lake. And then my husband's like, the thing is, we're bear size, because my husband will say we're big size. He says we're bear size.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, well, how much do you weigh? And my husband's like, well, I weigh around 314. My wife's I think I was like 340 at the time. He goes, oh, no, I can't take you guys up. I wouldn't even try. Me and my husband are laughing because it's funny to us, but the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. We're laughing. We're like, we get it. Don't even worry about it. He's like, no, I really am sorry. And we're like, no, don't worry about it. But see, I want to do things like that without my weight being an issue, without me worrying. Can I go on that? Can I go, I want to go on a Sea-Doo. I've never been on those little jet craft, the water ones.
Okay.
And I know people say, oh no, they carry big people. That's fine. But I don't want to be that person that's out there and people are laughing like, look at that big girl. Her thing's going to sink. And, I was tormented by that little girl that was like, Mommy, look at that fat lady. So I want to do things more active.
The thing is, even if somebody is tormenting you, you're still going to be able to do what you do. Let them see what you're doing, because they're going to wish they can do what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, now I'm at a different mentality, and I can't wait for the summer to hit, because summers get hot over here in the high desert. So I want to go in the water. I want to go on one and be like, look at me go, I want to enjoy instead of just watching.
And it's coming.
Yeah. And I think that's what's motivating me. Like I said, I called Roz on FaceTime before we got on the call, and I'm like, Roz, I just realized, look at my face. It looks smaller, and when I see it and I notice it, it just hypes me up, because I'm like, dang, you're doing it. Like, you're doing it. And I'm learning self-love again. And you know, I look in the mirror, like I was on a podcast last week and I was telling you, I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're badass. You got this. Let's go. Like you say, we work over here. Like I'm pumped. When we go, I'm ready. I'm
And
not
we
like,
work over here.
I'm nervous. I'm this, I'm that, you know. And now I have goals. Like I look at these other like weightlifting girls. I don't want to just, oh, I want to get skinny and lose weight. No, I want to get to a healthy weight and I want to bulk up. I mean, I'm not trying to look like, you know, China for the wrestler, but I want to bulk up. I want when someone sees me that they're like, man, she puts in work. So yeah, I do. I want to bulk up. I want when I go like this that you could see, which you can see it a little bit, but I
Yeah,
want when I do that, I do that all the time to all my family. I'm like, look, do you feel it? Do you feel it? You know, I want to bulk up eventually. So, but I want to lose the weight a healthy way and then, you know, build the muscle healthy way as well.
And who's helping you on your end over there? Does anybody come to the gym with you?
I have my son Mikey. He goes with me. He goes every day. I go, he goes. But if he's working, he can't. He's on a weight loss journey as well because we're both in 300s. So he's on his as well. And then my son, he's not into the CrossFit. He's more into the lifting heavy weight.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to a regular gym on his own. So he's the one that, you know, he wants to lift. But the other one, we both go to CrossFit.
Well, can you explain to people, because I'm sure people don't know the difference between CrossFit and a regular gym. I go to a regular gym because I don't actually do CrossFit. So let people explain that to them.
I don't really know how to explain it, but I can explain what I do. Like we go in, we warm up, and then it's just like constantly like go, go, go. Like you're being timed basically. Like the other day we had to do 21 deadlifts, and then I had to do 21 strict presses, and then 15 deadlifts, then 15 strict presses, and then 9 and 9, and then you have to bear crawl back and forth like so many feet.
Is this like constant, or do you guys
No,
take?
you don't. There's no break. It's like go, go, go. And like I had a girl counting for me, so she was kind of helping me. Like I would stop at 12, and she'd be like, "Come on, you got this anymore." And I stop at 18. She's like, "Come on, keep going, keep going." So, and then the strict presses, I was doing 20 dumbbells, which I normally do 15, but I graduated to the 20s, and it just started hurting. Like the more I would go up, I'm just like, I can't keep going. But it's just go, go, go. And then their thing is like, you could breathe later, you know, like just push yourself. So a lot of times afterwards, I'll ask her like, are you training anyone? Because I like to just sit there and first off tell myself, what just happened? But then second of all, trying to catch my breath, like, okay, let's take some breaths. Okay, let's take some breaths. So it's just, it seems like it's constant go, 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 but they work every muscle. There's muscles on me that I would tell her like, Randy, why does this hurt right here? She's like, because you're working it, you know, different areas of my body. I'm like, what is this right here, back here that hurts, you know? So it's just all over. So.
And that's a beautiful thing. How did you meet the CrossFit? What introduced you to CrossFit?
Well, I was on the keto and I had hit a plateau and I wasn't losing. And I'm like, why am I losing? Like I'm doing all keto. I haven't had nothing, only keto stuff. But like I said, I was overeating keto. Like anytime I was hungry, I was like, oh, steak, cheese, and eggs, you know? And so I had went to NutriShop because that's the only place they had the InBody where you could stand on it and it measures your muscle, your body weight, your fat, your bone density, you know, everything. So I said, I looked it up online and I said, okay, I'm going to go to Hesperia to NutriShop. Well, when I had got there, I told him, you know, I'm on a weight loss, but I'm hitting a plateau. I don't know what to do. And he's like, oh, well, have you thought of CrossFit? I was like, oh, no, I can't be doing that type of stuff. That's like for bodybuilding people. That's like for athletic people. I didn't know what it was. And so he introduced me to Fight for CrossFit. So I showed up one day before I went to Planet Fitness to go walk on my treadmill. Because over there, I would just do the line of, no one ever told me anything. So I would just do the line of weights there, like each one they had after walking on the treadmill. So I went to Fight for It before I went to Planet Fitness. And I walked in and she's like, can I help you? I said, oh, I'm sent over here for Mike. And she's like, oh, jump in. I was like, oh, no, I just wanted to see what it's about. I'm about to go to the gym. She's like, well, you're going to go work out anyways. Just jump in. She let me work out free for a week. And that day I was like, I can't do this. Like honestly, I cried. When I got in the car, I cried because I'm like, what the heck was that? And then she said, her and some other people, like, if you don't come back tomorrow, you're going to be really sore where you can't move. And I'm like, oh. So I went back the next day, which was a Tuesday. I went back, and it was still the same die-hard type of workout. Like, I'm like, what do these people come back for this for? Like, they're doing it to themselves. And then on Wednesday, and that's when I first started out stepping on the 10-inch plate. And it was hard for me. It was really hard to step up on that. And then I came back on that Wednesday, and I just started coming back, and she lied. It doesn't stop hurting. I still hurt, but I'm kind of addicted to going now. Now I look at night like, what does she have planned for us tomorrow? You know, so that's how I ended up being there with her. And she has her own story where you literally are fighting for it. Like I love the name, everything. I feel like it's me. I'm fighting for it. So when I got my tattoo, and people say, well, what are you fighting for? My life, obesity, reverse diabetes, like that's my story right there. I'm fighting for it. That's how I met her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what to say about that or how that even works, but you know, I've never gotten into CrossFit. I'm watching a few CrossFit shows on Netflix, and they're very, very, very interesting. And I'm not saying I would never do CrossFit because I think I would. It's just that, you know, it's never been my thing. You know, I'm into the bodybuilding, and CrossFit is more of the endurance and stamina type workouts. And like you said, what you do, you know, it's constant. So with me, it's more so I'm building to bulk up muscle and I'm shredding. So
yeah, we did a deadlift, like a max, like, you know, your highest. And I remember doing that, and I kept thinking, well, I always do like 35, 45, I could do this. And then it just kept going over, like they kept adding more weight because we were trying to see where our max was. And I did 195. And I'm just like, like I lifted 195. It might not have looked pretty, but my heaviest was 195. And so now I'm like, if I could do 195 and I'm getting stronger, I could do 200.
easy.
So that's my goal. Like, keep pushing myself. I want to lift heavier. It kind of excites me to lift heavier. So there's always something different. We've never had the same workout, and I've been there over a year. Like, actually, I'm going on 2 years, and I've never had the same workout there. So, and now I could actually do a full squat. You know, I'm not good with lunges though because of my knees, but now, you know, I could squat. Now I could do the rower. I'm actually getting on the bike now. I think you saw the video where I'm actually getting on the bike. I haven't touched that bike. I don't get on it because I can't do it. Well, I can do it. So that's basically it. Just pushing myself.
And I mean, amazing. I truly love having you here, and I would love to have you back on the show, you know, after you accomplish another goal.
Anytime.
So, I mean, it's been amazing. Again, before we leave and end our show, I want to thank you, Mandy, for coming. I truly appreciate you. I'm sure Roz would say the same thing, but Roz, she had a few things she had to take care of. So, of course, her being in the West Coast and me being on the East Coast, well, I can't say her because you're in the West Coast also. You guys are both in California, and I'm here in New York. So our time difference is critical. It's 9 o'clock here, and I think it's going on 6 o'clock there.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, you still guys got sunlight out there, and it's dark outside. We about to shut it down and go to bed. I got to work in the morning. So again, I appreciate you coming on the show. I want to definitely shout out, you know, all our sponsors: Elevate Yours, Wash Choice Sewer and Drain, Saying by Butter, Faith No Fear, Envious Creations, 2920 Clothing, Indian Ivy Inc., Styles by an Angel, and of course, E-Bling Accessories. Of course, I want to thank Mandy for opening up, being transparent, and telling us how she lost the 89 pounds without the gastric bypass. And I'm not knocking the gastric bypass, but there's also people out there that have lost weight, and she's lost 89 pounds without it. So, you know, we're also going to have some people on the show that have had the actual the bypass surgery, and just so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Eli said he's fired up and he's going to the gym tomorrow to kill it.
That's my son right there.
What's going on, Eli? That's a beautiful thing. And listen, I'm proud of you. Again, we appreciate you. We work over here.
Yes. I need a shirt that says we work over here.
I'm gonna take care of that. I'm actually gonna send you something. I got you.
All right.
All right. And before we go, T.Mac Fitness, we've branded out now. Now I have lip gloss for the ladies. I have a bubblegum flavor, and of course I have a strawberry flavor. So anybody that want to get at this, just reach me, inbox me, and I could either ship it to you or you can come on and pick it up. Christine said, congratulations. Thank you, Christine, for logging in. Truly appreciate you. And Mandy, I will talk to you really, really soon. Thank you for coming. Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for logging in. We appreciate you. Without you guys, the T.Mac Fitness with Mac and Roz, it couldn't exist. Shout out to the Evening Rush Network, because without your platform, we wouldn't even be able to do what we do. So
thank you, Don.
All you guys over there at the Evening Rush, y'all already know what it is. We did this. Love you guys to the core, and we out.